Hello and welcome back to RailRoads Online. So today we are pushing from the yard and making our way out towards the industries. So I did end up doing a little bit of work off camera. I started honestly I started playing around out at the sawmill and just turned around and kind of kept going, found a layout that I liked. So unfortunately I wasn't recording, so it's not there, but I like it a lot, so I'm keeping it. So hopefully we can actually push this rail out far enough, fast enough to get to the logging camp is kind of the hope today. And then we can actually start putting some trains to use. It's not deep enough, the groundwork, that's what I figured. It's too sloped. Especially if we're going to curve that far, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about the height of the groundwork, I guess. Too super much, I definitely don't want to get it up too high, but this isn't too bad. But definitely groundwork. One obviously is not going to work, so come back here and go with two. Might be easier just to set one shorter piece in here, whether you want to do that or not. Try to keep the splines nice and long, but should just be able to run with this. I would think for quite a ways. This one should be curved, just a nice gentle curve off to the right here. This part of the track not terribly exciting. Sooner or later we'll hook up to what we already kind of got started and see how that goes. Hopefully we can just we might be able to even just auto attach up here, who knows. See how it goes. Now we'll just go back along it and see how it looks. There, it took off a tree. Notice that the trees, when they're like in the groundwork or in the rail, certainly tend to snap off and go flying sometimes, or spinning off like crazy, like that one there did. The ones that aren't don't seem to don't tend to do that. kind of funny. Hopefully this came out okay, because it is kind of running right through the valley, though it clicked in, so ooh, that tree went flying. Tree cutting. I still say it's a good thing we don't pay to cut down trees anymore. That was not fun. Go, 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 go. It's kind of amazing how many trees really are in the game. We gotta be getting close. Nice. Alright, we have made it through the forest. Still haven't pushed out to the logging camp, but we can at least get Betsy out to the sawmill and get ready to push up to the camp. That's for sure. Just gonna start with something simple out there, to be honest, a straight up pickup, just so that the train can start actually being run and money can start being made. The pond can get filled and we can always drop to the depot, so it's going to be time just to kind of start and see if everything is working. I don't know, I suppose for the time being we could actually just push it. Not really a big deal. Being this is the oddball car that we don't necessarily want to have in the stack in the long run anyway. We'll just kind of go ahead and see if we can top Betsy off. There we go. Water is definitely not full, but should get us going underway anyway. So give that a minute to warm up. Got the bump stops, did turn around. This is, I did raise this up actually 1%, so eventually we can see. Maybe we can, when we want to, we can just re-rail cars onto here and they'll roll down is the idea, and make it a little easier to stack trains. In those occasions when you don't want to actually have to be backing up to all these. Stuff like that. Just options is really the main thing. I think this inside this line will just be kind of normal storage. This one we're gonna turn around and do in do with some stuff back here, I think. And this rail is gonna take a right out there for the refineries and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see how it all works out. Not really planning the whole thing yet. A lot of it's still up in the air, and we'll change as we go. Getting some ideas from other people and stuff like that too, so we'll just kind of see how and what we throw stuff in with, or in what way. Still building up everything. Take a look at the old Betsy. Not that we use it very often, but we'll sure be using this one for a while. So there you go. Little smoke box. Decent little loco. Used to be a monster powerhouse, right? No, it's a slightly more accurate to itself, but it'll get the job done early, at least until you can afford anything else, quite frankly. Pretty much the same thing as the Porter Type 2, except with a lot less wood, which does actually somewhat limit it to yard usage, but we're going to have plenty of use for yard locomotives this go around. I think Betsy's probably going to get some sort of task out at the logging camp. Alright, should be ready to move. There we go, brake is off. Switches should all auto switch, so it shouldn't matter. Might be going a little fast for our first run down the rail, but who knows? We'll just have to see. Look back at Betsy and leaving the yard for the first time. Not that this is going to be a complete run, because the track is definitely not complete, so we'll just kind of have to see. Hopefully we can get by everything. I know some of the stuff could get a little close, could be interesting, but one never knows. That's why they call it a test run. Seems to be doing alright. Not messing around this time, pushing the trees back a fair bit, and we'll be doing a lot more of that too as we go. That's for sure. Yeah, missed it. Sometimes you can get them. Have a lot harder time, I think, with these ones than the old pine trees. Seems like these ones you gotta get pretty close to. But this seems like it's gonna work. Be pretty high speed. It's not too shifty, not too anything else. Definitely not straight line, but that's perfectly fine. We were not going for a straight line, so no worries there. Pretty happy with that. Alright, and so in here is where we come up to the sawmill layout. So we will run this up about as far as we can go for now. Put in a bunch of sidings in future plans here. So these will be for holding lumber and beams for heading out to these to the mines. On the off of this pickup is kind of the deal there. Then it will all come back together over here where we are not done as of yet. should get one more auto flip up here, and then we can see, probably shoot this rail out to the, I think I can get this rail out to the logging camp maybe fast enough. So we did set this in for some future plans of some yard stuff out here. Not laying that in yet. That'll be, you know, once we actually get, we need to get to some stock and get to some new locomotives before we got to worry about too much yard space. So we'll definitely be adding that stuff as we go. Why is this dropping into the abyss? That's fine. Half a grade isn't gonna do nothing. 0.5%, no big deal. It's getting up there, but here's the thing. I just want to do ultimately basic right this minute. This is going to get changed, but I would like to see if I can just push up and get it attached. If we turn around and do that, then we can start making money, which is kind of the idea, and then everything else can get stepped up from there. I'm not going to go too crazy with cutting down trees because I don't know that I'm on the right course. Which the second you start cutting down trees, you get off track. And then you end up all over the joint. Can't count how many times I've done that before. Well, there's the mud puddle, so we're in the right neighborhood. Cut it. Always seems like we end up out here at the mud puddle, so and we can always do some different stuff with grading and whatnot to bring that groundwork down. But I don't think that's too super high anyway, so even if we kept it at that just to keep things flat, usually do come down a little bit in here and then go back up, but trying to keep things a little flatter and smoother this go around. So kind of regardless of what it takes to build it, gonna try to build it. So we'll just kind of see how this goes. But it surely means that the logging camp should be right around this bend. It's gonna be on that side of the hill. Okay, so we'll just have to see what we can do with that. Here is where we will start. These docks are up there. Alright. I think we'll just go with this. Oop. There we go. Looks like that's about as square as we're gonna get it, or parallel as we're gonna get it. There we go. See a circle mode will shoot it right down straight enough, or if we're gonna have a problem. That should, looks like it'll work to me. Alright, good enough. And then down here, not sure what to go with. I think we'll go with groundwork too. If we want to get fancy and do bridge work or something later, we can do that. Go down at 2%. Not sure if circle mode is going to be the thing we want here or not. Let's see. Where does this put us? About where it wants to go, but that is a really broad term. Probably needs, that's so high it needs higher groundwork, or we have to do it in something else. Something else probably much more fitting. So some sort of bridge work will be the way to go. Now I guess the big question is what kind of bridge work, because I think for the time being, I'll just keep it. Let's go bridge. This is short enough. We should be able to just use this. See if we can get this to actually turn down in here nice. What the heck? There we go. Thought you could go under these now. Apparently you can't. So, that being said, maybe we should just build it in metal, because the metal is easier to get under and deal with. So I think that's going to be the plan. For now, we'll just construct everything in metal, and we'll go from there. Feel a little safer being under these bridges, as you can get in and around them a little better. Let's see. I can walk right in and out of there, which makes tree trimming and all the rest of it a whole lot easier, to be quite honest. So at least for the building phase, we may turn around and change the material at some point. We'll just have to see when we get there. Get up. Come on, come on, come on. Metal bridge. Attach. Now we can go back to hopefully being straight. Which I don't even need to do that probably. We can just freehand this one. We're heading in that direction, that's what we know. So probably just auto attach right to this thing and not even worry about it. Wham. There we go. As long as it functions, it's good enough for me. As I said, this is really just rough in, so it's just gotta work. As long as it cleared the hills and wormed its way through here, we'll think about line options as we go. Just want to get a locomotive running is kind of the idea. We need logs, and more logs. So the sooner we can start running them and letting people run them with us, then the sooner we can actually start getting somewhere. Gotta be getting close. Definitely gonna put more stuff out at these industries. As I say, this one is really just about trying to hurry up and start running some loads and pulling some logs out of here, even though it's absolutely puny. But this is gonna just be a nice 2% grade, nothing major. Everything should be able to handle it decently. And most of this we're just going to cut all these trees out of here eventually anyway, so that we can feed this track nice back through here and find some sort of layout for sure. So not too worried about what's going on at this moment. Just want to get Betsy out here. We no point in building yards and storage until, like I said, we can start filling them up. That's the idea. So time to start getting the early money. But this did just barely sneak through the weeds. Come on, there we go, into the clear. Not that we needed to flip that. We'll have it. Boom. Still got wood in it and everything. boom, boom. All should be working. Nice and smooth. Rail should be nice and easy. Obviously, we turned around with that nice big, I don't even know what the radius was, but it was big. So nothing sharp, not asking too much of the rail. Probably split it somewhere back here or something for the cordwood. Not exactly sure how we're going to work the cordwood. That's still up for debate. Definitely trying to move this thing along. Nice to really, that's going to be the tick. Little metal bridge work here and there, but this is all going to actually change, and I'm sure it'll be brought down. Different materials, stuff like that. Probably not going to leave it as just one big bridge piece, so we'll see how that goes. Uh-oh. No, we didn't clear them all. Figures. Get out the old chainsaw. Are you kidding? 2 trees. Lucky it didn't yeet the train to the moon, actually, right there. As it spun out that close to the locomotive. That was just kind of dumb luck. Alright, Betsy. Sorry about the slam. But at least it was the wagon that took the hit, not Betsy, so. Alright, let's not go shooting off the end. That's no way to make an entrance. Bam. Here we are. This isn't so bad. I mean, for, you know, an immediate track, really, the idea with this one is that it can take them out to the log ponder. It's going to be able to run straight back to the freight depot with stuff. I figured this way, like, had plenty of people who were offering to help with running trains and stuff like that, so I figured the sooner I could get something hooked up, then that would give us an opportunity to start making money. In the background, I really had intended on showing all of the build process, but then I started messing around with the sawmill and it just went, I don't know, it just came around. So then I'm like, you know, providing it fits, because there is a piece of the part of the dock is pretty close, but I'm thinking everything should still fit. That's why I'm kind of anxious to actually get this out there and see if it goes around. But if it does, then I think we're gonna lock that section in, and unfortunately that'll be the one piece we don't show building, but try to keep as much on camera this time as possible will be the thing, I guess. Not that, you know, probably we'll end up with some operations and stuff that just aren't on because it's just hours of stuff, but I will definitely be trying to keep, I've been asked to, so I mean, I'll definitely try to keep as much on in this series as possible with the full playthrough. But here's doing what I don't normally do. Oops. Running the train backwards. But, you know, again, this one's about trying some different stuff. Departure from the norm. Go big, go crazy, or go home. Crashed out. One of the 3. Who knows? See what happens. Alright. Boom, boom. But we really got into the grade of this whole shoot right here, which is a bit awkward. are gonna have to bring this one slowing down this time, because we'll have to flip a switch up here. But I think in the long run, most of this stuff, you know, the idea is keep it smooth, keep it straight, not too tight, except if it's in the case of it's a switching, you know, if it's a switching yard or where the switching locomotives are going to have hold of the stuff coming out of industries or whatever else, then I'm not so worried about, you know, what's tight, what's not. Oops, that was where I needed to switch. Oops. Probably needed to let everything get off of the track first. Would have helped there. Yeah, a little jumpy. But I'm not sure if that's on or off. We'll sure find out. Roll it. Looks like it's good enough to on. There we go, break off. Mash the gas. We are on the way. Alright, now is when we see how this sawmill layout's gonna work. If we can get by the dock on this side, we should be totally good. Everything else should be nice and simple, so let's just go at full speed and see if we crash. Just totally kidding. Ooh. Alright, it's on top of the dock basically, but not wrecking. So that's all that matters. Groovy. I'll take it. Works for me. I believe that was a 35 meter radius turn or whatever the case may be. There we go. Boom, boom. And drop the load. First load is in the pond. So there we go. We are up and running. Yeah, as you can see, we put in the big sidings over there. Other than that, kept the loop nice and simple. As I said, we're going to put in another yard over there, which will kind of be the thing there. Eventually, we will have a locomotive parked here on this bump stop. Not sure which one that will be, but we will get there in the long run. But I think this one's gone on long enough, so we'll call that the start to the empire and a success. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.